So first of all, it started when I was 16 or 15 years old. So this is maybe 3 years ago. I used to fantasize about building a Facebook app. Thomas is smiling. About building a Facebook app that where people would use their Facebook accounts to find out about each other's availability and just for the sake of playing football together, because we had as a teenager we had lots of struggles, finding players and whatnot, and at the right time, and I set out to build something to solve this problem, but with the limited resources I had and the other interests that Thomas was smiling about, I didn't have time and didn't materialize to anything, but it was always an idea in the back of my mind. And then at one point, after graduating and finding a job and started working and learned a little bit about how business and people build ventures, I looked for a team. My brother had graduated from computer science, so we teamed up and we found a team of developers, and we started working on a sketch of a booking and social platform for football. And it was very small, Beirut, the venues that we had around us, blah blah. And then we realized that we needed to market for it. So we thought, let's build a smart marketing plan. Maybe let's provide venues with cameras, so they would give people highlights, and people will only access their highlights through this mobile platform. And then we said, okay, if we're doing highlights, we have data about we have data about footage and video. So let's maybe use this data in today's world and extract insights from it. And then we thought, okay, maybe we're onto something bigger than we thought we were. And this is how we started tinkering with the idea of using computer vision to analyze footage from amateur football and creating a community around this content. So when I came to Insead, I met Emanuele in the startup bootcamp, and we were working also on a football related idea. And then we said, okay, listen, I have this idea. You wanna try to do something with it. And then Emanuele recalls.
Yeah, we actually fighted for which football idea we were working on during the startup bootcamp, because I had my own football idea. And Bilal had his own. We wanted to partner up, and we had a kind of 5 minutes discussion. Maybe half an hour discussion, trying 15, to. But then we had
And then we started working on it since maybe February, So this is the story of how it came, like how we came to be together and doing this. So I had hired a team of developers back in Beirut before coming to Insead, and they were working on an MVP. They also thought that they could do it, and then they realized that it was a problem that would take much more effort than they thought. So we were delayed. We were supposed to have the MVP by March, but it was pushed until October. This was an unpleasant surprise. It set us much slower, but now we're about 3-4 weeks ago, we went to Beirut and we tested the MVP for the first time. Maybe we'll show you some funny pictures. Where's the? That's where screen up. This is us. This is Emanuele tinkering with the box. So basically our MVP is
maybe they show the ideal world and the real world. No?
Okay.
What do you think?
Go.
So this is our MVP.
It's a cabinet where we put an AI computer and 2 cameras, and we put 2 cabinets on each side of one cabinet on each side of the field, and it covers the whole field of view. And they capture the cameras capture the footage, and the AI computer communicates with the cloud and analyzes and sends the data. And this is what it can do. This is a very simple four people running around the field, and this is what you see.
So yeah, like the computer vision technology is able to detect players and track them on a 2D map, even 3D map if needed. Not only the players but also the sports ball. And given this detection, one can then detect also all the actions during the match. So goals, assists, passes, dribbles, and so on and so forth. And from these also, from the footage, also edit smart highlights. So this is in a nutshell the service.
Yeah, absolutely. So we in order to, so yeah, this is the first team that tried our MVP. We had installed everything in the pitch. And then when we were done, we started running around, Emanuele and I, and with the computer vision engineer that was also with us, who was also with us. And then when we finished, we realized that there was a match after us, that the people who had booked the venue, and we asked them, guys, we have these T-shirts that you can wear. And we have installed this system around this pitch, and you can actually play a game and get statistics and highlights. Would you like to try it? And they said, yeah, of course, absolutely. And so they wore these T-shirts and they played for an hour and a half, and they tested our product for the first time. Turns out that half of them play in the first division in Lebanon, and they are very skilled five-a-side players. And we tested our system by chance on people who really play well, and the highlights that we captured were amazing. And they introduced us to the clubs they play in. So not all the clubs are 11-a-side clubs. They also play in futsal, which is the mini football, the official mini football league. And now we're testing with the Lebanese champion in futsal, helping them have a better training, better data during training, and during even their matches. So and yeah, what else? And then we interviewed every one of them, and they told us that the playing football with our product, filming them, made their experience much more exciting, and they usually play twice a week for fun. But this time, and they know that, okay, they have fun and whatnot, but this time they realized that they were playing 110% of how they usually play, and they were giving it much more of their energy and focus, and they love our product, and yeah, so this is one of the groups we validated the concept with. So first of all, I'll tell you the story. I'll go back. Maybe if you want to add something.
No, go ahead.
We started before coming to Insead, and the tinkering my brother and I were doing was a bit stochastic. It was random. We didn't validate the concept. We just started developing without even having any interviews with anyone. It was something we wasted a lot of time and money and energy, and but we kept going for some reason. And then before coming, we did a lot of interviews with people, and then here at Insead we did a lot of interviews with people, with Insead students, and then we called up all the venues that we could talk to in France and in the US and in Brazil and in Lebanon and some in the UAE even, and yeah, so we're validating the MVP as we go. What else? Yeah, so this is our story. What we're trying to do. So the end result, the product that we're trying to build, that we're building, is actually a mobile app. It is connected to the system. So our business model runs on two fronts, right? We need the venues to adopt, to install the system, and we need the users to download an app. The app will give them the possibility to have this type of data after they play a game, and engage with the community and engage in further gamification. We're currently building that. We already have a very elaborate map of how the app will look like, but we still haven't launched the development, because we have to. We were waiting for more concrete results with our MVP, with our technology. That's it. That's our story. Do you want to add anything?
And is there, just before you do, is there anything then to add around what have you learned from, I suppose, going through this whole process? What have been the big learnings from you? Any kind of, we shouldn't have done this, or we should have done this, or in hindsight?
Yeah, the biggest, so I had many learning, but the biggest one for me was that building a company is not something that you can do with a waterfall approach. It's a turmoil of ideas, experience, meetings, developments, and you do everything at the same time. I found that I found these very efficient. So one might think maybe first develop the product and then talk to clients and then meet the VC funds and then recruit. This is not true. I mean, this was not true for us. It's like do everything at the same time, and learn and rethink at every step. This is what we did, and I feel there is a bit of entropy probably in what we are doing, but it's also a lot of ideas coming in that are helping us a lot. And this was for me the biggest learning. Like, don't wait. The answer is don't wait. If you can meet someone and talk, if you can meet today a VC, talk. If you can recruit someone and start talk with the guy. If you can test a small part of the product, do it. If you the big learning in a nutshell is don't wait. Do whatever you can every second of your day. Yes, I will stop here.
Maybe also to echo Emanuele's point, there is also, you have to keep. I mean, my personal big learning is that I thought I was a rational person. It turns out when I look back at what I was doing all along the way, very irrational, very actually borderline, like not even, or maybe not borderline, the textbook definition stupid. Like for when I spent some money on something, or I tried doing something, or I used to work in investment banking, and I was pushing hard to build a business on the side and make it my full-time gig potentially, and I had never modeled it or seen I'm just spending money without even knowing what is the market potential for this. And not because I haven't learned anything or I didn't study how to build a company or but it starts, I mean, from a personal experience, it started with something extremely irrational, and now I call stupid, and but it kept me going and thinking about doing something. And it was I was supported so much by friends of mine who really wanted to have a product like this when in their lives, and they pushed me so much, and when I came to Insead, Emanuele also pushed me so much, I believe that these people, like it's not a rational decision you take to go forward and start doing something. Sometimes it's a stupid idea you have to do something stupid, but you realize after iteration that okay, you might be onto something. It can cost you $30,000-$40,000, and it can cost you nothing, like Sam and Thomas. And I believe keeping it simple and really and not complicating things a lot is also very, very important. Mm-hmm. I also learned a lot about partnerships, about choosing your partner, and not even choosing your partner. It's about like how to go about, how to think about this thing. Emanuele and I, like when we met, we fell in love, and we knew that we couldn't do anything wrong. When we met, and we found that there is a lot of complementary skills, but that we couldn't always communicate to people with whom we were talking. Like for example, at one point I was talking to a group of investors who wanted to invest, and they are professional investors, and they told me, man, listen, okay, we will not invest in a group of two people like you, because you need someone other than Emanuele. You have to lose him. And I went to Emanuele and told him, listen, man, some people are telling me that I have to lose you because this, and they make a lot of sense. And you know, what do you think? You know, and for me, I couldn't imagine it going forward without Emanuele, because it's, you know, he's so beautiful.
I started crying. That was
yeah, but I mean, so what I learned from this was that. You have to know why you I'll tell you the reasons, because just that the fact that I came from investment banking and Emanuele came from consulting, we had a big overlap in the skill set that we had. This is on paper, right? But knowing my personality and Emanuele's personality, there is a huge, as a machine, I believe that as a machine we will work very well, and on the personal level, on the psychological level, on the practical level, and this is not always translatable in a slide where you put your background and you know. So these were the reasons, and people, so sometimes, you know, you have to know really well what is driving the team, know really well why you are going forward, and know really well what is the reason why this is working and this is not working. And when you do know this, you know what you need, and you know what to stress, and you know what to work on, and this is very important.
On the fun side, I want to talk to you about on the execution risk, and mixed with the passion. While we were testing in Beirut, we faced a lot of testing limitations, that were challenges. And I want to tell you this story. So we planned everything from France. We had some engineers developing the cabinet where we had to test. But then when we arrived there, we talked with the machine learning engineer, and we realized that, for example, can I? Okay. The cabinet had only the holes and not the ball joints. The cameras need to be mounted on ball joints so that they can be calibrated and cover the whole pitch. So what we did, fueled by passion and a little bit of creativity, we went to a plumber's place and we bought
shower heads,
aerosol shower heads, because they have a ball joint. And we mounted the camera on aerosol shower heads, and it worked perfectly. It was amazing. They were stable enough and everything. But this is to say that we were really fueled by passion. And another thing, we wanted to print the t-shirts. You see all these QR codes. There are many QR codes because at the moment MVP uses the QR codes to identify the different players, to detect one player and from the other, especially when they go out the pitch, they re-enter the pitch, and so on and so forth. And we plan to print on the t-shirts, but in the morning when we were going to test, the printer actually
he couldn't print for some reasons. I will not say why. No, I will, because there was a lockdown and they couldn't open. So we asked him to open, and then he opened and he got a fine. So because we were so the thing is, we went to Lebanon, and 3 days after we arrived, there was a sudden lockdown. And then we didn't accept this, okay, it's fine, there is a lockdown, we'll break the law, we don't care. So we talked to the venue. So this match was illegal. Okay, I hope this recording is not watched by anyone. Who can hold us liable. But this match is illegal, and these people were also breaking the law. And this is why we couldn't find players to come play, because we had printed the shirts but couldn't get the players, and they fell from the sky, and they were first division players. So I mean, I don't know what you want to call this, but And something very valuable we learned also, that I personally learned, that no one will do the job. You have to do the job. Like if we didn't go to Lebanon, nothing of this would have happened. Like when we got the IVC nomination to the semis, we thought, okay, man, we have to go to Lebanon. Okay, Emanuele was telling me, "Khalas, like let's go to Lebanon. No choice." The engineers were working at a very slow pace. This was not enough for us to go through, and we had to do a test and whatever. So we thought, okay, let's push the button and go. And when we arrived, we realized that the cabinets that we were designing and working with someone, the aluminum guy, to design the cabinets, didn't do something interesting that we could use. That could do the job. So we went to the plumber's place and we found this solution. And then I don't imagine anyone would have done this. Like any of the engineers or any of that would have went out their way and done it. So really, like no one will do the job that you need to do. So, and sometimes you need to travel, like go book a ticket, a 5-hour flight, spend a couple of weeks